Now we will see the different types of IPS. IPS is of 4 types. First, network-based intrusion prevention system like IDS. This is also known as NIPS, wireless intrusion prevention system, that is WIPS, WIPS. Third, network behavior analysis, NBA. Fourth, host-based intrusion prevention system, HIPS. We'll see the first type, that is NIPS. This type of intrusion prevention system has the capability to monitor the whole network and look for suspicious traffic by reviewing the protocol activity. This system is basically used to examine a network in addition to the fundamental principles like confidentiality, integrity, and availability of a network. Next, the major function is to protect the network from threats such as DOS, that is the denial of service, and unauthorized usage. Once an IPS is installed, it is then used to create physical security zones. This sequentiality makes the network more intelligent and it rapidly discerns good traffic from bad traffic. Here comes a picture that explains the same. In consolidation, NIPS aims to protect the network segments and zones. They capture network traffic, rather sniff and analyze them for patterns that could be some type of attack. If they are correctly installed in the network, they can analyze large network. They use a network device configured in the Prometheus mode. It is possible to enable the administrator to intercept and analyze all the packets in a network segment, even if the packets are not addressed to a specific computer. They usually analyze the traffic in real time. They not only work at TCP/IP level but also operate in the application layer. They are the layers of the communication network according to OSI and ISO standard. A network IPS can also be located in the network segment, exposed to external networks, or they can simply inspect the traffic in the internal network. For best results, IPS and the firewall can be placed in the same device. The second one is wireless intrusion prevention system, WIPS. It checks only the wireless networks for suspicious activity by reviewing the wireless network protocols. WIPS is devoted totally for securing a device, or it can also be incorporated in software application that monitors a wireless LAN networks, radio spectrum for rogue access points and other wireless threats. Here comes a picture that shows how the organization can deploy WIPS and the components of WIPS. WIPS evaluates the MAC addresses of all wireless access points on known signatures and alerts an administrator when there is an inconsistency. To avoid MAC address spoofing, some higher-end WIPS are also equipped to analyze the unique radio frequency signatures and block unknown radio fingerprints. Apart from that, WIPS is also helpful for monitoring network performance and identifying the access points with configuration errors. There are three fundamental ways to deploy a WIPS. First, mainly found at the lower end of the market, is also known as the time slicing or time sharing mechanism. In this type of deployment, the wireless access point provides a wireless access connectivity and at regular intervals scans for the rogue access points. In the second approach, called the integrated WIPS, a sensor is built into the authorized access point and it frequently scans radio frequencies looking for unauthorized access points. In the third approach, called WIPS overlay, the sensors are deployed throughout the building to monitor the radio frequencies. Then the sensors send the collected data to a centralized server for more analysis, action, and log archiving. This approach is costlier because it needs a dedicated hardware, but it is also thought to be the most effective one. WIPS primary components are sensors, management server, database server, and a console. WIPS is more suitable for large enterprises that capture the customer data. The third type of network is Network Behavior Analysis, that is NBA. Network Behavior Analysis looks at network traffic to identify the threats that can cause unusual traffic flows, including DOS and DDoS attacks and policy violations. NBA helps in improving the network safety by examining the traffic and observing unusual activity and the removal of a network operation. Existing methods of protecting a network against unsafe data include packet checking, signature recognition, and real-time blocking of malicious sites and data. Here comes the model that indicates NBA. Network behavior analysis observes the inside activities of an active network by collecting data from many data points and devices to give a complete offline analysis. It watches the network continuously, marks known and unknown activities, new and unusual patterns, and represents possible threats by flagging. The program also verifies and accounts for a change in bandwidth and protocol being used at some point in communication. This is mainly applicable in finding a dangerous data source or a website. It is thus an enhancement to protect the network infrastructure along with the firewalls, antivirus software, spyware detection tools, etc. Network behavior analysis is particularly efficient in spotting new malware and zero-day exploits. The good NBA program can help a network administrator to reduce the time and manpower involved in locating and resolving problems. The last common type is known as the Host-Based Intrusion Prevention System, HIPS. A host-based intrusion prevention system is an installed software package that checks for suspicious activities that occur within a single host. It may also be a program employed to protect critical systems containing crucial set of information against viruses and other malicious internet software. From the network layer all the way up to the application layer, HIPS protect from unknown attacks. Here comes a figure that shows the example scenario of HIPS. HIPS can be implemented on various types of machines, including servers, workstations, and computers. HIPS uses a database system that monitors to identify the intrusions by analyzing the system calls, application logs, and file system modifications. For every object in the question, HIPS remembers each object's attributes and creates a checksum for the content. This information is actually stored in a secure database for later comparison. The system also checks whether appropriate regions of memory have not been identified. Once a threat is detected, HIPS tool can take a variety of actions, including logging the malicious activity for future investigation, sending an alarm to the computer user, resetting the connection, dropping the malicious packets, and blocking the subsequent traffic from suspect IP address. HIPS also looks for anomalies, including deviations in bandwidth, protocols, and ports. When an activity varies outside of an acceptable range, such as the remote application attempting to open a normally closed port, then an intrusion is in progress. HIPS also does stateful analysis. For example, it understands how TCP and UDP packets can or cannot carry a DNS, SMTP, HTTP, and other protocols, and what values should or should not be contained within each packet of each protocol. Since stateful analysis is more aware of actual packet contents, the chances for false positives are somewhat lower than the statistical based anomaly detection. Example of HIPS are the McAfee's host intrusion detection, prevention, and desktop, and Dell's managed iSensor intrusion prevention system services. These are some of the promising examples available, and they rely on multiple approaches to intrusion prevention. Of course, there are solutions based on hybrid approaches. For example, an NIDS can also be integrated with a HIPS. Here comes an example shown in the picture. Next, we'll see the performance of IPS. How to evaluate the performance of an IPS? It's based on certain metrics. The general measures used for performance evaluation are dynamic alerting capability, lower false positives, thread blocking capability, high availability, redundancy or speed of working, and ability to correctly identify attacks and dropping packets accurately. Apart from that, some IPS solutions offer the flexibility to implement different protection options or rules for different segments of the network, which is especially useful for larger networks. IPS is also used to identify and mitigate certain important network threats. Let us see the type of network threats that an IPS can mitigate. Some of them are ICMP storms, ping to death, SSL evasion, IP fragmentation, SMTP mass mailing attacks, DOS and DDoS, sync flood attacks, HTTP obfuscation, port scanning, address resolution protocol spoofing, computer generated imagery. They are also known as CGI attacks, buffer overflow attacks, operating system fingerprinting attacks, and finally server message block SMB probes. So to conclude, like intrusion detection system, intrusion prevention systems are very much evolving today, and they have many features and modes of operations to handle the different intrusions a network is coming across, like network threats and vulnerabilities. We also saw the different types of intrusion prevention mechanisms and some of the important attacks an IPS can mitigate. Thank you, learners. We will meet in the next module with much more details. Thank you.